If you tune into me, you're watching The Dribble by Gully TV. I got a very special guest today, legendary. I've put a lot of preparation into this interview. Normally, I'm able to freestyle my dialogue with whoever I sit down with, and your tenure is so extensive that I couldn't I got Wikipedia support. I couldn't memorize all this shit and just go off the top of my head. So I had to actually bring Wikipedia and just have it on standby. But go ahead and introduce yourself. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Same here, man. World famous DJ Clue, you know what I'm saying? Desert Storm CEO. I do a bunch of stuff, man, throughout the year. So, just gotta stay tuned. We're gonna kick it, man. Get to it.
It didn't dawn on me that because I lived your career. I'm 49 years old. And when I started to do my research, it took me all the way back to when I was 18 and shit like that. You've been doing this shit a long, long time. Tell my viewers what inspired you to be DJ Clue. What inspired you to be a DJ?
Well, I started out rapping, you know what I'm
Is
saying?
that
So
right?
yeah,
Was you nice?
I was all right.
Okay.
I had some skills, you know what I'm saying? I started out rapping and then my partner Duro, he was like one day he's like, yo, I'm going to engineer school to learn to be an engineer. And I thought he was talking about the other engineering, but he was talking about music engineering.
Okay.
So he was doing that, and then after he finished engineering, he went to be like an intern at a studio. Shit. Meantime, I was doing like I was started DJing and doing like little mixtape compilations, and then I started doing mixtapes of my own.
Okay.
And then we kind of like linked back up and started doing like he showed me how to produce music, and I started doing production, and then from there, got on the radio, and then started dropping albums and shit.
You gave me the expedited version. It happened in fractions. Give me what was life like for you early on in Queens? Let's go back to that.
Shit, man, just watching all the older dudes hustle. You know what I'm saying? They was doing the thing, selling crack and shit like that, and just like trying to get money. You know what I'm saying? Big cars coming through the block. You know what I'm saying? Like the regular shit that we see. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So they got to figure out there's a legal way to get some money. You know what I'm saying? So
Were you always DJ Clue?
I was actually MC Drama first,
Okay.
MC Drama, and then you know what I'm saying? I fold into the whole DJ Clue.
What did you do that made your title a brand? You hear branding all the time now,
Mhm.
but you, amongst a lot of other DJs, Doo-Wop, SNS, Kid Capri, you actually ended up being a standout brand. What did you do to separate yourself from everybody else?
Just really like marketing, like what I'm saying, like I was big on what I'm saying, getting in the streets, putting my stickers up and getting my name out there, and then on top of that, what I'm saying, when I first started, it was just the logo, you know what I'm saying, the
Okay.
mystique. So it was
Okay.
like you knew the logo, but you didn't know what I looked like.
The question mark.
Right. So that was like my little marketing scheme at first. So I started doing that, and then just you know nonstop working, no sleep, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just going hard, you know what I'm saying? Like just getting myself out there, giving out CDs, giving out tapes, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I really stepped up and got to it.
You launched Desert Storm in 1998, correct?
Yeah, a little before that, but yeah.
Okay. I was thinking prior to us sitting down, what was it about you that was different than the you had a squad. You had a
Sure.
squad. Can you tell me who were actually the original Desert Storm artists? Were those guys signed to you or were you managing them? I will always, for whatever reason, associate you with the first time I started to see or hear Fabolous. Did you discover him? Like, give me some insight on the history of the Desert Storm
Yeah,
label.
Fab was really the first Desert Storm artist, you know what I'm saying? Ironically, I was doing parties with this party promoter. Well, these party promoters, like my man's Webb and Cheo. who actually bought Fab to me in Skane, and we did like parties for them. And then one day he was like, "Yo, I got an artist to stand third." So we kind of was playing phone tag. We didn't really catch up with each other. And then one day, my partner Skane was like, "Yo, I had the radio show, and it's like, yo, this kid he's outside. Like he raps a little something. We should listen to him. Like, why don't you have him come upstairs and rap?" I'm like,
Right.
and I had Noriega there that night, and I said, "Fuck it, have him come upstairs." And he came upstairs. Had never heard him rap before, and I used to do like a freestyle session when I had artists there, and I just, threw him in the fold to have him start rapping, and I'm like, "Yo, this kid nice." I'm like, "Yo," I said, "Yo, I'm gonna sign you." I said, "I'm gonna get you the paperwork this week." He was like, "All right, bet."
Right.
He thought I was bullshit, and I called him a couple days later, had the paperwork, and I signed him.
So you are responsible for bringing Fabolous to the hip hop game,
Right.
primarily.
And then we had Paul Kane, his brother Joe Button.
I was gonna ask you about the Triangle Offense.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that?
That's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You curated that whole Triangle Office thing?
Yeah. We actually had a couple songs done, but they never came out. We did probably about 6-7 songs. They somewhere in the archives.
Was that like an early form of a super group?
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we would lock in the studio and start recording songs, but everyone had their own life, so it just kind of like fizzled out. We never really finished the project, but yeah.
You recorded the Some Niggas freestyle that they did?
Yeah.
How did you find Joe Budden?
Well, my man's and them, Webb and Nitty, they founded Joe Budden, from the people in Jersey City. You know what I'm saying? And and kind of like that was like they lane, like, you know what I mean? They was doing their thing. They was trying to, like, get out of the streets and shit. So it's like, yo, help us get, the situation situated and get him on. So kind of just like, what I'm saying, helping him along and just trying to help him, put the team on.
Okay. What happened with the A-Team?
What happened?
Was they on Desert Storm too?
Yeah, the A-Team was definitely signed at Desert Storm. Yeah.
Okay, how did you find those guys?
I mean, same thing with my people from Jersey City. My man had brought them to me and shit, and I was like, yo, like, these kids is dope. But I feel like the A-Team, and like, Stack Bundles, I feel like they was like kind of like ahead of their time, man, as far as with the rap shit, like, because we took a bunch of meetings. We had the streets on fire, the mixtapes on fire, but I feel like for some reason they weren't as receptive to them at the time. But now, in retrospect, when people look back, they be like, damn, niggas is hot.
When I say what happened to the A-Team, I believe a lot of people today, if they weren't in tune with the mixtapes back then, or they weren't watching DVDs, then they don't know about Hitchcock. They just know about Ransom. Why didn't they end up being a group? Like, what happened? Was there a specific...
I mean, they were a group, but I mean, they may have had some internal talks, but you know what I'm saying? Like, some people aren't built like that. Like, when you keep getting turned away, it was like a group thing. And like, I guess people wasn't in tune with as far as like them as, making albums. But as far as the mixtapes, they had the mixtapes on fire. You know what I'm saying? But I think as far as the album wise, I don't know if labels believe that type of shit back then could sell. You know what I'm saying? But but it depends on what you market. Anything could sell. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like they just wasn't getting the type of love they should have got.
What would you consider your most popular mixtape? You had a lot of them.
Probably Show Me the Money Part 2 was one of the ones that really took off.
What year did that come out?
I don't remember exactly what year it was, but I know it had the Lox was on there, Jay-Z was on there, Mason them. That was like one of the more popular ones that really like took people by storm. Yeah.
Okay. I thought that I was familiar with the whole Desert Storm thing as far as being, I don't know, a label, whatever, but I wasn't aware of you being a producer. When I did my research, your name popped up on a lot of records. People don't know that about you, that you actually produced too, huh?
I mean, some people do. Some people do. Some people just think I was talking on songs, you know what I'm saying? But I actually, produced a bunch of shit, man. Like, even like in retrospect, when I look back and be like, damn, like I be forgetting a lot of the songs that I produced, like, you know, whether it was on like Jay-Z album, some of the Mariah hits, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the Mariah remixes, Lil Mo, like, it's just a lot of shit that I produced that, you know what I'm saying, I had my hands on. And yeah, I feel like it just went hand in hand with the whole, you know, mixtape stuff and music stuff and all that shit.
Right. I always wanted to ask you this. How did you gain favor with Jay-Z? You seem to be his guy. I listened to All I Need yesterday, and he shouted you out at the end of All I Need. You were on, what was it, Backstage?
Yeah.
How did you end up in that Rocafella pocket?
That was more like a rest in peace to Irv Gotti. You know what I'm saying? Irv Gotti like introduced me to Jay because, you know, I feel like, you know, Irv and Jay was cool, and, you know, Jay was trying to figure out a way to break through with the music. You know what I'm saying? So like, I remember Irv just called me one day. He's like, yo, I got this guy Jay-Z. Like, yo, I want to put y'all two together. He got this music. He's like, where you at? I was like, yo, I'm out in the street. I was out delivering mixtapes and selling mixtapes and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause I had a shit ton of orders, and then I was like, yo, I'll be at Harlem Music Hut.
Oh, shit.
I'll be up there. I told him I'll be up there like 6 o'clock. Come meet y'all can meet me, whatever. So we just kind of like, they came all the way up to Harlem. We met. You know what I'm saying? Jay gave me his vinyl, his record, and we exchanged phone numbers. Yeah, man, that's how the relationship started. And then moving forward, you know, Dame Dash and Irv was talking, and Irv was telling me, like, yo, you need to sign and put an album out with him.
Yeah.
So that's how that conversation even started. So, and then, you know, fast forward like a year later, I ended up signing to them.
So what was the album that you put out? You actually put out a project on Rockefeller?
A bunch, yeah.
Which one was it? The Professional?
Yeah, Professional, yeah.
All right. What was it like being a part of such of a winning team? Out of all of the record labels that came through hip hop, in my opinion, um, Bad Boy, just speaking of New York City, Rough Rider, The Woo, Dug Down, D Block, it seemed that Rockefeller appeared to be a little bit more prestigious than everybody else. What was it like being a part of that?
It was cool, man, because it's like, you know, I had a lot of experience in the game, and they was trying to like break into the game. So like, you know, like for example, like we go on the road and shit, and like, you know, we was doing promo and shit, and I knew all the club owners, and Jay was like, how the fuck you know all the club owners? I'm like, I've been here a million times already. You know what I'm saying? Just like doing other shit, and then I would take, you know what I'm saying, like when Jay would have his new records, I would take him, like, you know, I'd hit him up like, yo, come on, we going to a club run, we going outside. So we'd go outside nighttime and hit like 3 or 4 clubs, go in there, play his record, and then shit, go to the next club. You know what I'm saying? Just like that type of situation.
What prompted me to do this interview with you was I put out a piece on my YouTube channel about, it was basically like chronologically acknowledging the history of mixtapes and DVDs, and I spoke about how much money I made and how, you know, what it did for me as a person. What did mixtapes do for you?
Shit, man, took me out the hood, man. You know, like mixtapes, man, like it taught me a lot about the music game. You know, ended up meeting a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And it was something that, you know, like when I started, it's not like the mixtape game wasn't already established and moving, but it was established and moving. So I had to figure out, you know what I'm saying, my niche without trying to be like nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
just my own niche. So like, you know, you might in whatever you do like in life, you know, you figure out, all right, this is going on. I'm gonna take the best attributes and make your own style out of it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I just kind of like figured out, you know what I'm saying, my niche and my lane. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that was a very big life lesson, just like, you know what I'm saying, learning how to, you know, take a dream and
When I think about the mixtapes back then, it was almost like a guy, if he wasn't on y'all mixtapes, he had no chance. And y'all were like in control of who was the next guys that, you know, became somebody. Was the mixtapes, did you actually have control of Who became what in the tri-state? Were you one of the early gatekeepers?
I mean, I would for sure say like there was so many people who got signed off of just off of being on Clue Tape. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people got discovered and heard like from just being on the mixtape. So like, yeah, of course. Like I feel like, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of artists who like knew that, yo, if I get on Clue Tape,
I'm out of here.
I got a chance to get signed. So that was definitely a thing back then.
What did you put into curating a Clue tape?
Shit, like it had to be like, you know, exclusive freestyles, new music, you know what I'm saying? The standard, it had to be fire. It had to be interesting. It had to be, you know what I'm saying? It had to be some shit.
Was email a thing back then?
Nah.
People was pulling up to Desert Storm Studio to record these freestyles and shit like that? Or
Nah, but I would book studios all over the place to get the freestyles done. Or we're doing my basement, my mom's crib. I depended. Like, you know what I'm saying? How we had to get it done. You know what I'm saying? We had to get it done. Like I would pay for sessions a lot of times because you know you was gonna get the money back. So
yeah.
yeah.
How much did the copyright thing affect your situation?
Nah, I didn't, to be honest. When
DJ Drama and Cannon, they ended up
Yeah.
going to jail about that shit, right? And then it kind of changed things for everybody.
From,
How did it affect
I
you?
mean, that was to me. That was kind of like. I mean, I won't say that was later in the game, like that happened. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how the operation went. But what I was hearing was like, you know, they got in trouble for doing like allegedly doing like best ofs, like best of. They were doing their mixtapes, but they was also doing like, you know, best of Beyonce or best. That's the rumors on. I don't know if it's true or not. That's what
Right.
the streets were saying. They were doing like best ofs and like doing a lot of other stuff. And I think that's more so how you know the labels got pissed off and the attention got put on the spotlight. But I feel like they just made an example out of them. To be honest,
What was your relationship like with the labels? How did they feel about what you were doing?
I mean the labels loved it. They wanted to tap in and for lack of better words, being better with me. You know what I'm saying? As far as like being able to get their artists' music on there to break their artists that they were signing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like a kind of like a, you know, it was like an A&R's dream to be able to have an avenue where they could go create an album or have an artist and have their artist broken all over the country.
When did the mixtape era, in your opinion, officially end? Did it have something to do with the fact that people were no longer, they don't even put CD players in vehicles anymore? Did that
Yeah.
affect it, or what exactly happened that
I mean,
spelled the end of it?
I mean, I would say the internet. The internet was one of those things where, like, you know what I mean. Like, I mean, if you really think about it, a playlist, what they call a playlist now, is like a mixtape.
A mixtape, yeah. You're
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So it's like, you know, I think the whole streaming thing is really what kind of like, you know, kind of like ended the whole mixtape era as far
I'm
as
glad you
mixtapes.
mentioned that. What do you think about streaming and how they're compensating artists today?
Well, that's trash. Like getting pennies per play compared to, you know, you going in the store and spending $3.99, or even when iTunes was selling songs for like $1,
Yeah.
$1.30 or $1.29, whatever it was like you were making more money because like if you had a cut of that, you'd be, even if you had 10%, you're still getting more money than you'd be getting from, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy though, man, because I don't know how they actually allowed that to happen, but I mean, if you were making, you know, $12.99 to $17.99 a CD, and then now like people stream it and you only getting, you know what I'm saying, but so many dollars, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. What was it like being on a Hard Knock Life tour?
That was definitely an experience, man. That tour taught me a lot, man, as far as like, you know, music and how, you know, different parts of the country consume music and styles of music and stuff like that. So it was more of an eye opener than anything because like, you know, you get to go into markets you probably would have never went into and just, you know, see what people like to listen to, you know, find out about new artists that you never heard of because they're local artists. So it definitely opened up my eyes to like, you know what I'm saying, as a DJ and as a musician, just seeing how they operated in different parts of the country.
What's your relationship like with Fabolous today? I seen an interview of you. Somebody kind of asked you this question, and I think it was centered around what he's doing today, and you said something like he kind of stopped taking your direction.
I mean, I'm not gonna say when I said that he stopped taking my direction. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, like anybody, like, you know, like let's say me and you going to the gym and for years we're like working on your jump shot, and now you in the game and you know how to shoot jumpers. Like, you don't need to, you really don't need, you know how, once you got trained, you know how to go in and shoot jump shots on your own. Like, you don't really need me to, you might need me every now and then to rebound for you, but you don't need me to show you how to shoot no more.
Right.
You know how to shoot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. I say, like, when I said that shit, I mean, like, you know, he goes in the studio, he works. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he know what to do. Like, you know what I mean? The bar is pretty much set. Like, you know what I mean? As far as, and we cool. Like, I was having a conversation with him yesterday. We actually was talking about basketball.
Okay.
Me and him and his son was talking about basketball yesterday. So yeah, me and Fab is, you know, that's always gonna be family.
All right. You see a lot of comparisons between him and Lloyd Banks. What do you think about that?
Well, Fab was
That's been going on a long time, right?
yeah, but I don't know why.
I think it's the punchline thing.
Nah, but even if you think about it, Fab was doing that way before Banks.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That, well, at least on a national scale. Like, I mean, I don't know how long Banks been rapping, but you know what I'm saying? Fab was out way before Banks was even out. So like, I don't know why people try to compare the two. Like, you know
I
what
believe it happened because of the conflict between 50 Cent and the Let's Rap About It podcast.
Nah.
And hold on.
I don't think so.
They put a record together and Fab did his thing. He tore 50 ass up, and people were saying, mainly on Twitter and on Instagram, like 50 can't do nothing with Fab. He's probably gonna have to get Lloyd Banks, but they don't have the same relationship. So that's what refueled the comparison. Was you following along with that?
I heard I was seeing the stuff on social media and stuff, but I just felt like I don't know why people. I guess because they say, you know, Fab dropped the record. Or they did. I think they did like a freestyle. Or
Yeah,
something like that.
he roughed 50 up a little bit.
Yeah, I think they did he did a freestyle and with the rest of the guys from the podcast. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I've never really seen like, you know, 50 do diss records, so I don't know why people would think he would
You
make a
never
comeback.
seen him do Hickey Bank was a diss record, wasn't it?
I'm talking about recently, bro. Like
Oh.
he's in his bag, you know, doing his TV stuff. Like, he not really, in my eyes, he ain't really been focused on music for the most part. He's been kind of like doing the movies and the TV shows and stuff. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like he's far removed from. I mean, he probably does music stuff for fun, but I don't think he does it as like. I don't think he's like really motivated to do it.
Okay. Very interesting take. I personally I I I follow 50 Cent. I hold him in a high regard as an artist still. And he kind of like presses people's buttons. I mean, he does his 50 Cent shit. I would like to see him get in the ring, man, and some rebuttals or something like that, especially when it's
He dropped the record. Didn't he drop a record with Max B? He dropped the record with Max B recently.
yeah, he got on the record with Max B, and I
Yeah.
think he might have took some like concealed shots. The actual somebody made a video, artificial intelligence video, and it made it look like he was talking about specific people. It made it look a little bit more, um, made it look a little bit more worse than it actually was. But you got a relationship with him now?
Nah, I mean, we don't really. I mean, we have some of the same people we cool with,
Yeah.
but I mean, we never really had like we never really was
When
like.
he was on the rise from Queens, you never had nothing going on with 50 Cent?
To be honest, with you, like, you know, when that whole shit happened, when he got shot and shit like that, like, you know, I used to reach out to him and like, you know what I mean, we still was like kind of like with the music stuff, like send me stuff and mixtapes through Shot Money and stuff. Like, he done like, came up to my mom's house with Shy Money, dropped off music before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was cool, but we was never like besties and like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like as far as like, you know what I'm saying, being cool, like and cordial, yeah, we was always cool and cordial. Yeah.
It seems like there was a gap where you weren't as visible. I had to really do research to try to keep up on what you've been doing over the years. And not until I started to see you with, the guys from Bag Fuel, where were you at? You was just doing Desert Storm Radio. Like, where did you go?
As far as what you mean?
You just weren't visible anymore. Like, what happened? It was like you was the creme de la creme, and then you vanished. Was you late to the internet space or something like that?
Nah, bro. Y'all been doing radio for the last.
Radio is radio. I'm talking about visually seeing you. Like, where did you go? Shit.
I was always doing stuff. Always doing production. You know what I'm saying? Producing, just like doing different shows. I was doing MTV.
Okay.
I was doing a lot of shit. So you know what I'm saying? I was kind of like, to be honest with you, when I had stopped even working on production, Esso was the one who like came to me and was like, yo, you need to get back in the, in the studio working, and it put me with his boy Troy and a couple other cats. I was doing remixes with like, me and Javon was doing remixes, Mariah. We were doing a bunch of shit. I just wasn't doing, I wasn't doing the mixtapes because I kind of like was in a space where I kind of like was over that, you know what I'm saying, when people was trying to sell mixtapes for 50 cents and 25 cents a CD, I was over it. I was like, I'm doing something else. You know what I'm saying? I was on to doing like radio, you know what I'm saying? I was doing shit in the liquor space with Bel Air.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I was doing a bunch of shit. I was still out making money and making moves. I just wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't on the internet probably like, you know what I'm saying, with my face out there. But
that's what I was getting at, because I work on the internet. That's where I be at. And it just seemed like there was a gap. If you had a top 5 MCs from Queens, who would they be? That's a loaded question I came here to ask you. Your
top 5 MCs from Queens?
Top 5.
Automatically, you gotta, like, if you talking about Queens and you talking about hip hop, man, you're gonna have to put LL in there because LL is a legend. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to put Run DMC in there because Run DMC is legendary from Queens. And then the other three spaces, you gotta put Nas in there, of course.
Yeah, you don't fuck with 50 Cent.
No. Listen, I don't have nothing personal against that guy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I actually,
you don't think he did enough to be included in the top 5 from Queens?
Well, I'm not finishing my list. I'm not saying he not included. I'm just trying to figure out if I had to put 2 more people in there. I just don't want to forget nobody. LL, DMC, Nas. You definitely have to put 50 in there for sure, because he's like, you know what I mean, he making legendary moves. A lot of people be claiming Queens ain't from Queens. A lot of people be claiming they from here and there. You definitely could put Nicki Minaj in there too, because Nicki, she definitely, you know what I'm saying, is big time, man. You can put Nicki in there too.
Okay. So I don't really I ain't really in tune with the female MCs all like that. I'm stuck on MC Light and Latifah and all of them and shit. Like, nobody ever impressed me after that, for real. And
You don't think Nicki's impressive, bro?
I watched her come up from the DVD thing, and I never really got the whole Nicki Minaj thing. I didn't.
That's crazy.
I'm not being biased.
She can spit.
Like, when people compare her to like Little Kim and, Light and Nick, I don't get how does she end up in that conversation?
See, my thing,
enlighten me, please.
My thing with when you try to, you have to be real careful when you compare eras, because it's like you can kind of call the internet the cheat code in a way.
Explain.
If you was an MC, let's say you was an MC from Queens or whatever, where you from, you was from Dallas, where you was from, and you could be huge in your area. You could be huge on the East Coast, here and there. The internet is gonna put eyes on you that probably would never have been on you. You know what I'm saying? See how you say, oh yo, yo, for the little period of time, where you disappeared to? I ain't disappeared to nowhere, but if I was on the internet, like how you like, if I was on the internet doing a show on the internet and you would have seen me, okay, now all of a sudden, you in your mind, yo, he's super relevant.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But if I wasn't on the internet, you might be like, you might have never heard of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in comparing the two, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, like, you might say MC Light, Latifah, and stuff like that. There might be people out there who never even heard of them. Because back then when they was super outside, getting to it, making music, you know what I'm saying? It's different than like a Nicki Minaj who's making music and the internet is relevant.
Okay.
And it's being seen worldwide.
So you speaking of popularity.
I mean, you have to.
I don't think just because somebody is popular, it makes them good.
Okay. But the comparison is, let's just say like, perfect example, let's say like a Casanat, right?
Okay.
Let's say he had a popping show, right? But he was doing it in theaters in his neighborhood. No one probably would have heard of him.
Okay.
But because he's streaming to millions and millions and millions of people,
Right.
with the click of a button, he's in front of millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
It's different than, you know what I'm saying? Like, perfect example. Let's say streaming, someone goes, quote unquote, platinum. Someone created the bar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Before you had to go in the store and put $10.99 on the counter and grab the album and sell and do that a million times.
Okay.
It's different than someone saying, "Oh, this how many streams." Streams is something that somebody created. The bar is something that somebody created. Who's to say there's not a fucking a phone farm streaming that someone's paying somebody for streams?
Yeah.
A physical copy and somebody's physically paying with money, you know for sure that somebody's buying, somebody listening to it.
No doubt.
You don't know that somebody's, like, they just had a whole story about how Spotify, quote unquote, cleaned up the streams, and I'm not gonna say the artist's name, but they took like 1.5 billion streams from an artist. Like, that's crazy.
You don't want to say his name.
I mean, cause I never want to, you know what I'm saying, I never want to diss nobody or shame nobody for what's going on, but I'm just saying, like, that's a real thing, like, you know what I mean? So like,
speaking of these artists, right? There was a conversation that transpired on social media about a month or so ago, and they were speaking of the big three. You know who they reference as the big three.
Okay.
And what followed up that conversation was, why isn't there an artist from New York City considered to be a part of the big three today? What you think about that?
I think that the quote unquote big three is that's another. Once again, it's something that somebody contrived. Like, who's to say that the big three could be like it's something that somebody created. It's like,
I think it was created based on their popularity and the records that they sell.
But it's still something that somebody created. Who should say that the big three isn't a different big three? It's a narrative that somebody created. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the one thing I have with all these bullshit ass lists that people, the top 10 of the year, and this is the top MCs. Like, you see an MC on there that you never even fucking heard of.
In regards to that,
because somebody made it up.
Those are often publications, right? Complex, maybe GQ, Rolling Stone.
I don't like saying names. But
okay, it could have been any of those people, but that whole big three thing, that was promoted by artists. One of them niggas said it in a battle. Or
because
like
one of the artists went on the internet and someone read it and said, yo, these people are this and these people are that. Like, that's cool, but that's somebody's opinion. But not saying that they're not the big three or whoever they are, whatever it is, but that's something that somebody created. Like, me, S.O. Heineken can say, like, yo, Backfield, we're the biggest podcast in the world, and someone reads it and say, okay, cool, write it down, put it on, and they make a list and put us on the list. That don't mean it's true.
Okay.
Feel me? Like, it's a matter of opinion. So it's like, and that's what I don't like. It's like, you have some of these, legendary publications, and they put these lists out, and these lists are not even. It's someone who sits behind a desk who don't even go out and go into the club or going to different cities, making a list because of what they have on their computer. That don't mean
Let me
that is
rephrase the
true.
question then. Why isn't there a rap star, current rap star, representing New York City right now?
There are some.
I'm not talking about Roc Marci. Roc
Who?
Marci is from Long
No, I
Island.
said there are some rappers.
Let's hear it.
Once again, Nicki Minaj is from New York.
Nicki's right now.
French Montana from New York.
All right, let's go. I'll accept that. French and Max B is holding it down for New York City right now.
Yeah.
Cardi B.
Cardi B's from New York City.
Another female rapper, but
what's the matter? So what you and the female rappers, bro?
I don't know. It might be the subject matter, the content.
Listen,
it might.
At the end of the day,
when they talking about they pussy and all of this type of shit, it just don't resonate with me. I came up.
I hope it can't resonate with you.
After listening to Cha 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 and all of this shit that had substance, I just didn't. When I hear people compare Nicki Minaj and Lil' Kim, I just don't get it.
You gotta understand something. It's at the end of the day, this is the entertainment business and it's a creative space.
Yeah.
It's just like, let's just say for instance, right? You got Floyd Mayweather, you got Mike Tyson, you got this person, that person, boxing, right? All of a sudden, UFC is big, right?
Yeah.
You can't really compare UFC to boxing, but it's kind of in the same entertainment realm. It's still big.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like female rappers are rapping, and they're not catering their music to us.
Right.
They're catering music to females, right?
Yeah. So
and on top of that, a lot of, and I'm not saying no specific names, anybody, whatever. This is a random comment. A lot of these female rappers that you hear today that are rapping have male pen games behind them.
This is the difference. You just helped me to my point. You said that the female rappers today are making music that is basically tailored for females, right? We was driving around listening to Lil' Kim. We was going and buying Lauryn Hill's music. We was going and buying Latifah's music. Niggas. We was going to buy Yo-Yo's music. They made music that appealed to both genders. And that may be the reason why I favor them more. Because they made music that actually, when a CD came out and I seen Rod Digger shit, I wanted that. But I listened to it, I'm like, this shit's slapping.
And you said the key word. The key word you said and what you said was you went and bought something.
Yeah.
If you went and bought something, it's way different than you have a whole streaming platform and you pick and press and play.
Right.
If you went and bought something, you're gonna use it. So you went and bought music that you was intrigued to buy, and you went and played it. You paid for it. It's different. Now it's like you pay for a service and you're gonna go pick what you want to listen to. Before you had to go in the store and be intrigued to go buy it. So it's way different. Feel me?
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think the absolute difference is between someone like the women that I mentioned from that era and now? The Cardi B's and I don't even keep up with a lot of these chicks. And there's no disrespect to them. I think Cash Doll, I'm just not in tune with it all.
I mean, it's a different era, man. Like with anything, the genre has evolved to different things. They talk about different things.
Do they make it on a Clue tape?
I mean, if it's hot, if it's hot, it's hot. If the shit is hot, the shit is hot. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they talk about now, and you know what they see now, and it's a different era. Like, it's like trying to compare, like, you know, when Melly Mellin was rapping to, you know what I'm saying, like someone from now. Like, you can't compare the Melly Mellin raps to Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt. It's just different.
Nah.
It's not the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jay, like, was rapping about, you know, selling drugs and his struggles and shit he went through in the streets. The streets is different now.
Yeah.
Back in the days, niggas used to box. Now, niggas is trying to shoot niggas and kill niggas. It's different.
Right. How do you think everything is going in regards to Max B's return to hip hop. I think he's doing a wonderful job. I like the music.
Yeah.
What you think about the projects that he's putting out with French? I think they got an incredible chemistry.
Nah, I mean you can tell, like, you know, they chemistry is natural, it's real, it's different. Like he's doing the Max B from now. You know what I'm saying? He's conforming to how music is now. Like his music from back then is different than it is now. Like the same way I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like he's conforming to the times, like what's going on now. So
Yeah.
I think what they're doing is dope.
What you playing on Desert Storm Radio? Give me some of the records that you spinning up there. Who's hot?
Radio?
Yeah, this is coming from the horse's mouth. Who's hot?
Um,
And are you in control of what's played?
I mean, during my mixes,
Okay.
when I'm on the radio on Power 105, you know, I play what I want to play. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like the records that's hot,
Yeah.
out right now, Pooh Shiesty, French Montana, Moneybag Yo, G Herb, everybody. I play everybody's shit, bro.
Ooh-wee.
Everybody.
You name one artist from New York City. You just named French and you named 4 niggas from down south. Why is it like that?
Nah, we play New York artists. We play 41. We play a lot. We play. See what I'm saying? You gotta get on timing, man.
41. I'm lost. Is he popping?
It's a group. It's a group. Yeah.
Oh, it's a group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Enlighten me, man. I gotta check him out.
Yeah,
that's what I brought you here for, man. You voice of the streets, DJ Clue. The credibility is incredible.
Yeah,
41. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. There's some. It's artists from everywhere getting played, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you play Future. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, bro. Everybody. Moneybag Yo. We play a little bit of everything.
Do you still love this art form?
Music?
You still love it? Yeah.
I think it needs some tweaking. I think it's a lot of quote unquote what I call swag rap.
Yeah.
When niggas is just rapping about, you know, money, hoes.
So you saying there's no substance?
Cars, what they got going on. Like it's like, you know, I call it swag rap. It's not really super lyrical, it's more playful, it's more lifestyle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna ask you,
you know about Cash Cobain and
yeah, I've heard
Bass
Cash.
Swag? Okay.
I heard Cash Cobain.
They holding down some New York vibes.
How did the New York City drill culture rub you? Did you play their music? Was you feeling it?
Of course, Pop Smoke. You know what I'm saying?
I think he was in a class by himself. I think Pop was special. I really liked his music. The rest of those guys, does the music have any hang time?
I think with Pop, I think early on he got it, like, as far as, like, you know what I'm saying, doing the drill shit, but also doing universal music with, like, you know, shit that people all around the country could vibe to.
Yeah.
And not making it like, you know how, like, they have, like, you know, Chicago drill and they have, you know, New York got sexy drill and drill music. So it's like, I feel like he got it early, like, yo, I don't want to be, you know, quote unquote put in this pause box. You know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of made, like, well-rounded music.
What's your relationship like with Hov today? Still your guy?
Yeah, of course.
What did you
always?
He said always, no doubt.
Nah, sure.
What did you think of the interview on GQ? A lot of people had some different things to say about that interview that he put out recently.
What they say about it?
It was void of substance. And there was certain questions that I believe people was expecting.
Like what?
And outside of the...
Just say it, man. Just say it.
I'm not.
You know what you want to say. Say it, bro.
Outside of him addressing the lawsuits from Tony Busby, there was other things that people wanted to talk about.
Like what?
Nicki Minaj has been ranting about Roc Nation on Twitter for the last couple of years.
That's business, though.
We want to know about it. We want to know about it. What's her problem? Like, what
GQ? Listen,
several people.
Time out. GQ is a fashion magazine.
Okay.
There's no way in hell he gonna be on there talking about. He don't even do interviews in the first place.
So are you saying that interview wasn't for us?
Even if someone brings a question up, he's not gonna talk about it because, like, it's business and contract. Like, no one would ever comment on that. It's like asking somebody about this murder you did a couple. Like, no one's gonna talk about it. Even if someone beat the case, they still not gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
feel me? So it's like I don't understand why people want to even dig in that bag.
There has often been a lot of, I don't know, acrimony surrounding the Roc Nation thing. Like there was at one time there was this brunch and there was a lot of prestige just attached to it. We don't see that anymore. We've seen Tory Lanez and his family say some shit. Nicki Minaj said some shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? And although you said that's business,
I think with all these brunches and parties and shit, man, there's so much with those type of situations that could go wrong. When you start bringing entertainers and you start bringing outside people in, it's a boiling pot for disaster.
yeah,
With all the the lawsuits and the Me Too movement, it's just a lot of shit that comes when you start bringing outsiders around people with status and money and businesses and shit like that. It's just super risky now. So it's like for that shit to go away, I can see why it would go away. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Not saying that's why.
What did you
But
get out of the interview?
for them to even get him to talk for 35 minutes is like, hey, you got him to sit down and do an interview. That's dope. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because 9 times out of 10, trying to get him to do some shit like that is crazy. I mean, I did an interview with him that we never even put out.
Why?
Cause we did the interview, he just hit me like an hour later, like, yo, let's not even put it out. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I still have it on my computer to this day.
Yeah.
So
2026, what can we expect from DJ Clue?
Well, we got the podcast, the Bag Fuel podcast. We got more episodes coming out with that.
Oh, so you're not just a guest. You with them niggas.
Yeah,
you with them Bag Fuel niggas.
Yeah, for sure. I'm part of the program.
All right. Shout out to Bag Fuel.
If you ain't got the J. Cole Birthday Blizzard mixtape, grab that. You know what I'm saying? With me and J. Cole. I got some other mixtapes in the work. I'm talking with a couple artists about doing some shit. Drop some new music.
How long you been dealing with J. Cole?
I knew J. Cole before everyone knew who J. Cole was.
So what did you think about the flag that he got for bowing out of that Big 3 battle?
Before he even made a comment about it, I kind of already knew where that was coming from, for lack of better words.
Explain. Why is everybody so anti-rap battle now? Hov mentioned that in his interview.
Okay, so without even having a conversation with him about it, I kind of like knew where it was coming from, because people always look at these rap battles as rap battles, like, yo, it's a rap battle, people going back and forth, but there's always the outside noise. Feel me? I was privy to that with the whole, East Coast, West Coast beef, Biggie Smalls, Tupac, East Coast, West Coast. People look at it as a battle, but when it comes to the streets, it's always bigger than a battle and what's going on. Like, that should turn to real beef, people dying and shit. Like, that's a real thing. When you talk about, you know what I'm saying, the West Coast gonna go hard for the West Coast, the East Coast gonna go hard for the East Coast, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So I could see why, he probably was like, put out a record, jump into this battle, and his probably like his family and his wife probably like, yo, his wife's probably having a fucking panic attack, like, yo, nigga, like, you ain't gonna be, we got a whole family to live for, we gotta, like, you ain't gonna be, get into rap battle and like people got killed before because of that. I could see.
So you don't think it's a good thing? You don't think it's good for hip hop? When in all reality, it's competition, and it boils down to we want to know who's the nicest. But do you think
it's different nowadays? It ain't like people is rapping about shit that's super personal. Drake and Kendrick was rapping about their kids and their families and their girlfriends and their baby mom. It gets too deep. Pause. It's like people they take it too far. You know what I'm saying? It goes overboard. It ain't, yo, you got on a Nick hat, you got on your sneakers. It never stops there.
Yeah, but it's been going. It's been, that didn't just start.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is it still gets super personal, and it gets to the point where the fans get involved. Outside people get. I said the story a couple times. Like, so before Big got killed, and we was out in West Coast. You know what I'm saying? And I went to the mall with Nas. So I go to the mall with Nas. This is when Nas and Big had their little spat that they had.
Yeah.
And I go to the mall with Nas, and I remember we went to the Beverly Center, and we was inside, I think it was Macy's or Bloomingdale's. I think it might have been Macy's or something like that. We inside Macy's, and I was with Nas, and I seen Big, and said what's up to Big and them, and season them, and you know, Nas and Big didn't speak, and Nas kind of like kept walking. And in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot they're not speaking right now. So I said what's up to him, and I'm like, yo, you come out this weekend? He's like, nah, I'm just chilling, you know, record my album, Big said. And then some kids come out of nowhere, you know, some little kids talking mad shit, throwing gang signs, trying to like talk shit to Big, and Big is ignoring them.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, you see where the influence goes. So now you got outside motherfuckers chiming in on shit that they have nothing to do with.
People are passionate about their favorite artists.
Yeah, and nowadays,
Shit.
and nowadays people are super Stan fans, are passionate, and they got guns and knives, and
Yeah.
people showing to a chick showing to Rihanna's house trying to shoot her. Like the shit gets real. Like these super fans are crazy, bro. They like obsessive.
Yeah.
So like I can see why someone saying like someone like a J. Cole who just has his simple life with his kids and his wife, and he wants to rap, make his money. See, like I don't want no parts of the bullshit. I can see why.
You put battles on your Clue tapes back in the day.
Of course.
You was cool with it. And you look at it differently now. You don't think that it was that intense back in the day, or does the internet make it intense?
You know that, man. The internet amplifies shit to another level. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's like you always gotta take that into consideration. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me give you a perfect example. That's outside of rap, right?
Okay.
Let's say you have a coach. You have Coach Esso and you have Coach Heineken. They have a spat, right? A little beef, whatever, right? Coach Esso says some shit, dissing him. He calls him, you know what I'm saying, all kind of names and third. And all of a sudden you have the people on ESPN screaming, yo, what's up with this dude? He should lose his job. How many times have you seen a coach get fired from comments from an ESPN commentator? It's happened a lot of times.
Yeah.
People get suspended. People get fined. Oh, yo, how can this dude, how can he say that? How can he, oh, this dude, he stuck his middle finger up at a fan. And the shit go viral. And all of a sudden now the NBA office is like, oh, you fined $100,000 and you suspend this amount of games and you lose all kind of millions of dollars. That's some shit that really happens.
Yeah. True.
That's how powerful the internet and the TV is. Like now fucking a clip could go viral and it's making somebody react. That's a real thing. Feel me?
Got it.
So it's like, that's how, when the internet is that powerful, you gotta be careful about, everyone's more careful about how they move. Interviews. If you look at the Jay-Z interview, man, like he has on probably like 3 or 4 different outfits. Which
I
means,
didn't understand what that was about.
which means they probably recorded a whole bunch of footage and then edited it down to what they thought was appropriate, which is genius and smart. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if it's true or not, but it looks like they did them on.
It looks choreographed.
It looks like they did it on different days, which is smart because you have to be super careful about what you put out there for the media to consume nowadays.
I appreciate you sitting down with me, man. You've been a great guest, man. It's really, really meant a lot to me. I wish you nothing but the best of luck going forward. You're a smooth nigga, man. You very, very calculated in your answers, man. Like you you one of the best, man.
The internet is powerful, man. You gotta respect it. Respect the algorithm.
No doubt. One last thing I want to ask you: would you ever step back into the music realm as far as working with artists? Is Desert Storm, is that record label, is that still active? Is that still something that you would touch?
Fab is still Desert Storm.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
Can we expect anything from y'all?
Yeah, we got some record. We actually did a record with I produced with like 2 other artists on it that he actually just leaked the clip of it.
You really not gonna say who them other 2 niggas is? Because I just was watching you on the internet and you just said it. You got a record with him with 2 other niggas, but you're not gonna say who it is.
Yeah.
All right. All right, I get it.
Yeah.
What you think about the underground, man? the Roc Marcies, the Edos. I'm doing this for my platform. I have to mention their names
Okay.
to you while I'm in front of you. The Roc Marcies, the Edos, the Hus Kingpins, Jamal Gasol. You familiar with these guys?
Yeah.
38 Special. What you think of the new underground? That's been the lifeblood of my platform, actually. The underground artists.
I don't think, to be honest, I don't think the label underground really is relevant anymore because of the internet. There's no underground.
I'll tell you why.
You press the button and you're on the platform with the big dogs. It ain't like before where everything was segregated. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe you could say underground as far as like shows because they like to do like different like smaller venues and shit like that. But as far as the music, you on Spotify, you on Apple Music. You press one button, you on every platform.
Yeah. But a lot of these guys I mentioned, they actually selling CDs, vinyl, tapes.
Everybody's selling. Travis Scott is selling CDs and vinyl. Cardi B is selling CDs and vinyl.
Yeah,
Everybody is.
They were influenced by these guys that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The Griselda guys, Conway, West
Benny.
Side Gun, Benny, all. I watched this body of music create their own commerce, and it seemed like the rest of the industry, tried to like catch up. If you was to ask somebody who was the hottest guy on the East Coast on the internet right now, they're gonna say Roc Marcy. They're gonna say Roc Marciano. You familiar with that?
Yeah.
Do you play rock on 105?
No, I don't.
Why not? Because he's an underground artist? How could you not be playing somebody of that magnitude? This should be studied.
It's not about the audience that at Powers like is a little bit different. It's a different type of algorithm. Like,
That's
you know
why
what I'm
we
saying?
call it the underground.
No, but it's not that I wouldn't play it.
Yeah.
The powers that be, like, they're gonna say something if you start playing like certain shit. Like I could play like maybe like that's something I could play like on Fridays, like just like how, you know what I'm saying? But then it's like, there's different when you say the algorithm and with music, it's like different. Like we go off like everything else. We play shit, but there's also like, we have analytics shit. Like we play certain shit from even known artists and we get tune outs.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about ratings and shit. So you're gonna play like a little bit that's more like, a little more popular to the masses. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I can see why you say underground, but I don't think they should have that label because it's like, it's like the internet's the internet. Like, you know what I mean?
It sound different. They putting out records where they're not mixing it. I think they call it lo-fi. They actually have a name for it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few different elements that they apply to their brand of music, and for the most part, they proud representatives of the underground.
It's tough with the people nowadays when it comes to that real lyrical rap.
Yeah,
that's not really a popular thing no more.
You don't think so? So
I like it.
Why is Roc Marcy such a big deal?
I like it.
Why are these guys?
But the masses are listening to swag rap.
I don't think that the masses represent real hip hop. I don't.
So what's your take when you see these lists that they put out of top artists?
It's never a representation of how we feel about music. Never.
Who's we?
The cool table. The cool table remains us, you and I. There's certain platforms that represent us. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that was another problem that people had with the Jay-Z interview. They wanted to see him sit down with somebody who represents us.
You fuck with Stove Guard?
I do. Another underground guy.
Here you go with that label underground.
That's where he came from. Y'all just catching up to him. He's been around for some years.
We've been playing. I've been playing Griselda for so long, bro. Like I was trying to sign West Side Gun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was like intrigued by his music and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
this is why the Clue tapes was so important. Because we heard them niggas. We heard them niggas, man. We heard them niggas. We heard
I would love to hear like, Conway and like all the guys you talked about. I would love to hear them on the radio, but I feel like they would need to be played on like we don't really have, to be honest, like hip hop shows no more. Like It's more like
I'm
mixed.
glad that I got you here.
It's more mixed.
Because something needs to be done about this. Whether it's a digital app or something needs to be done about this. Me and you sitting down together and we agreeing that what we like, that what you built your career on isn't represented today in music. That's bad.
But see, here's the thing. It's a different style. It's also like how you see how you said it's lo-fi.
Yeah.
It's a different type of music. It's not something that you would kind of, for lack of better words, play on the radio. Like that's more something you would listen to. Like see how you said people go and buy CDs and they sell physical CDs. And people that's something you would listen to in your car. As much as I love Brent Faiyaz's music,
Love him. Yeah.
his music is fire. He don't really get played on the radio as much as he should. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when I'm in the crib, I'm rocking out to it.
Yeah.
It's like the radio is different. Because the radio is like something like you're in your car, you bop in the tempo. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different than.
We want to hear that shit. I want to just leave you with this. LL Cool J, Queens native. He said, you know, it's funky, funky, funky because you heard it from hearsay. The jam that you love that don't be getting no airplay. That's what we want. That's what we want.
That's a good thing.
He conveyed the message on the radio, but the message remains. That shit is the songs that aren't played on the radio.
But listen, I'm explaining to you. That is a blessing in disguise.
Explain.
That they don't get played on the radio. It's a blessing in disguise when you really think about it.
Yeah.
How you said it's buzzing on the quote unquote you call it underground.
Yeah.
And they selling CDs. They probably making more money selling CDs and T-shirts and merch than the artists are making that are getting played on the radio.
They is.
The artists want to get played on the radio. They make their money touring.
Right.
The quote unquote underground. You see how much money Westside Gunn's making off of selling his merch and shit. Like
I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
It's a blessing because what can be consumed and engulfed pause by most. When there's any kind of exclusivity to it, and it's people get intrigued by that, you have to work less to get people's attention because it is a community that's kind of like smaller and intricate.
I like to believe that anything valuable is covered up. Diamonds, gold, iron ore, underground hip hop music.
My brother.
My man.
Appreciate you.